After last night's presidential debate, Donald Trump was desperately searching for any type of validation, any type of indication that he did well. And so he retweeted these ridiculous Twitter polls that were obviously taken over by his supporters. So let me give you a few examples. The Las Vegas Review-Journal asked Twitter users who won tonight's presidential debate, and 92% of them said that Donald Trump did.
Hell yeah.
A similar thing happened with The Blaze. Donald Trump tweeted that as well. And with Clay Travis, I don't know who that is, but his Twitter followers also believed that Donald Trump did really well. But of course, these are not like, the methodology behind this polling is not sound. Okay, so the sample is a little biased if you get what I'm saying. And the Daily Wire, something very similar happened with that, where 95% of the Daily Wire's Twitter followers believe that Donald Trump did really well. Now, those sources are ridiculous. To be clear, these polls are just based on how Twitter followers feel. And because they can so easily be gamed, there is no statistically relevant specification of the sample size. The results only reveal the political bent of the audience. You guys already knew that, but just to be clear, these are not sound polls. They don't mean anything. And so I do want to give you the results of the real results, actual polling that indicates that Trump actually didn't do well at all. But before we do that, let's toss to this video, because CNN had a panel of undecided voters who watched the debate, and then they were asked, hey, so what do you think? Who won the debate? Let's take a look.
All right, what I want to ask you now, this is what our viewers have been waiting for, and that is this question about who you think won this particular debate. If you can raise your hands for this unofficial vote. The official vote will come at the ballot box for president. The unofficial vote about who won the debate. Who thinks Donald Trump won this debate? I don't see any hands. That's a 0. How many people think Joe Biden won this debate? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many people think it was a draw? 1, 2. 2 people say it's a draw. 0 people say Donald Trump. 9 people, Wolf, say Joe Biden.
Curious that Donald Trump didn't tweet that video or any of the actual polls that were done on his performance last night. But Nando, what did you think about the debate?
Well, okay, so here I have my slightly curmudgeon-y take on all this kind of thing is semi-similar to our fact check debate in that it drives me crazy because it's kind of this meta media narrative that is impossible to know and dominates the media coverage of any debate. Is like trying to figure out who won the debate. It's literally an impossible question to answer. Like you're putting yourself in the position of like voters instead of like being a media person. I don't know. It's like it's weird to me, and I hate it. And I can never know how to answer that question because I can't put myself in the mind of like an average voter. I'm not an average voter. I'm like a media person. I work in the news. It's like it's different. So, but that being said, I mean, I think Biden won in the sense that like nothing terrible happened to him and he just needs to like coast to victory at this point. I don't know how to explain it. Like Trump needs something dramatic to change in the race, like some sort of, event that will swing it in his direction, kind of like the James Comey intervention at the end of the 2016 campaign, which probably did have some sort of bump for Trump or at least against Hillary. Some sort of big event has to happen, and a debate is a big event. And if it just kind of proceeds normally without any great thing, then Biden by kind of default won. So he won.
Yeah. No, I totally get what you're saying. So I don't know if I've ever like openly talked about this. I pretty much hate electoral politics. Like I hate covering it. I hate being part of it. I don't really have that much to say. Debates are a little different, at least if we're covering the debate. It's about policy. So I love discussing policy. I love discussing that kind of stuff. I don't like discussing like just the electoral I hate talking about polling. The horse race, yeah, exactly right. And so whenever we have like election night coverage, especially when we're covering like some primary race and like some random state, and it's like Cenk gets so excited, John gets so excited, John is like, oh, and then these numbers and those numbers, and I'm just like, oh my God, I hate this so much. But I'm always happy when John's on the panel because like I can just take a load off and interject if I have something to say. But most of the time I'm like, oh my God, I hate all of this. Like this is like,
well,
anyway,
there's
like
I mean, well, you'll see like the Chris Cillizas of the world be like, that comment just played really well with voters in Iowa. And it's like, you don't know.
It's the focus group nature of it. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Like I was about to say a bad word. I know you can't say it on the post game, but yeah, it's just it's this weird thing where they've positioned themselves as theater critics rather than journalists or analysts in any way. They're theater critics. They're trying to judge the performance of it all, the spectacle of it all, of how some statement plays with some hypothetical person. In a country of 330 million people, it's like it's a totally pointless exercise. To like predict how some person who is not yourself is going to react to something. It's just literally an impossible thing to do. And it's a way to sort of abrogate the responsibility of doing the hard thing of trying to understand what would be best for the country, because that's hard. It's very easy to just like sit and watch a debate and be like, oh, that was a good zinger from the president, and it's gonna really play with like soccer moms in the suburbs of Waukesha County, Wisconsin, which is a crucial county for that person or whatever. And it's like, it's all crap. It's all nonsense. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
And also just, I mean, we've complained about the Electoral College so many times, but I don't care about Iowa, and I hate like the Iowa. Like, okay, who cares? Who cares? I get it. Because of the way the Electoral College and our electoral system is set up, everyone has to pretend like Iowa's the most important thing in the world. But it's not. In the grand scheme of things, it's not, and it shouldn't be. Like, it's not that I have anything against people of Iowa, but Iowa is like this tiny little state in the grand scheme of things, and I just hate the way everything works. Like everyone lives like on the coast, but the coast don't freaking matter. They don't matter. They don't matter. Iowa matters. Yeah. Ohio matters. Like anyway, I can't stand electoral politics. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it. I hate hours upon hours upon hours of speculating and predicting and bloviating and all this nonsense. Like,
I just hate this class of political journalists gets obsessed with this kind of thing. It's like, it's like a lot of it has to do with like the West Wing, which is like, where like, oh my God, the candidates are in Philadelphia. What kind of cheese will they choose on their cheesesteak? That'll really depend how the voters of Philadelphia react to a certain politician. And it was like a whole thing on the West Wing where like, or I think Barack Obama got in trouble for like ordering Swiss cheese on his cheesesteak instead of the real thing that real heads know. You got to get Cheese Whiz on your cheesesteak, and that's gonna affect the voters of the thing. And it's like, shut up. This is all garbage. It's
the pageantry and all of that. Well, since I promised, I'll give you what the actual poll said regarding last night's debate. YouGov snap poll of nearly 500 viewers, all registered voters, revealed that 54% thought Biden was the winner. See, like even that doesn't make me feel good. Really, only 54% thought that Biden was the winner. Like, how do you watch Donald Trump's moronic behavior and think like, oh, nailed it. 35% though thought Trump had won, while 9% called it a tie.
The problem with that kind of poll is that it is not indicative of literally anything other than just partisanship. Like, if you look at the polls overall, and Biden is probably at 54-ish%. It's like those people think he won. There you go. Like it's not a sort of clear-headed look at his performance vis-a-vis Trump in the debate. It is like just a reflection of their partisan preferences. So that kind of poll is absolutely meaningless. It's just noise. Really, like it doesn't make any. It doesn't reflect any sort of reality or any objective reality. Is the point?
And at the end of the day, I think the one thing that everyone does seem to agree on is that last night's debate is unlikely to really change anyone's mind. I think most people know who they're gonna vote for at this point. And so I just want the election to happen already. I want it to happen, and then a month later, we'll start talking about the midterm elections, and I'll think about all the different ways in which I want to cause self-harm. But that's the way it works. That's the way it works. It's nonstop, like pageantry, nonstop horse race, nonstop nonsense, which, I think part of the reason why it frustrates me so much is because the way it's covered does shift the focus away from policy and solutions. And instead talks about it as if it's just nothing more than a blood sport, and it's gross, and I hate it.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.